guys, it's Lana here. Welcome back to LANA'S Summertime. In today's video, I'm giving you the second episode of LANA Summer Season. I still haven't completely decided on the name, so if you have thoughts on it, then drop it in the comment section down below. This is my series where I review curly hair routines, curly hair styles, and a whole bunch of curly hair videos from celebrities or things that have gone viral. I give my thoughts, we all have fun, and we all learn something. Today's video is by none other than Tracee Ellis Ross. I felt like it was important to review this video in particular because this video was posted by Vogue. Vogue, the fashion powerhouse, one of the most iconic print magazines in the world. It's Vogue. I feel like we just need to see what it's all about. If you guys like this series and want to see more of it, then drop a comment down below and tell me, let me know. Also give the video a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you don't want to see it again and you don't like it. So if you remember last time we did Zendaya and it kind of just opened on her starting her styling routine, we didn't know how she washed it. Tracee is actually giving us some insight into how she actually washed her hair.
Tracee Ellis Ross here. Tracee Ellis Ross, just out of the shower. I've washed with my hydrating shampoo and then
She said she washed with her hydrating shampoo, which is great. I also use a hydrating shampoo, but she didn't say which one it was. Maybe because there's some sort of like sponsorship issue or something, or she doesn't want to give them free promo or something. I don't know why.
I used Pattern Medium Conditioner, which is my favorite conditioner.
And then she's using her brand conditioner. Hers is Pattern Beauty. I haven't used it myself. I can't vouch for it. I can't say if it's good or bad, but she clearly likes it because she's using it.
Then comes the holy grail of all holy grails. The Pattern Leave-In.
Then she's using her Pattern Leave-In conditioner for definition and moisturization. I've actually never used Pattern Beauty. I did hear that maybe it wasn't as good as it was cracked up to be. I feel like she's using it right here, so I feel like if she's going to use it and we can see the results, then clearly it must work for somebody, and I feel like it does work for her. Oh, I didn't even notice that that's somebody's face. So she's holding it up to her face because it's a face.
Which I like to put on my hair usually in the shower, but for the sake of this.
So she says she puts her leave-in conditioner on in the shower. I never heard about anyone doing that before, but I guess maybe if you want to put it on soaking wet hair. I personally don't like to put my leave-in and styling products on soaking wet hair because I feel like I'm gonna squeeze the excess moisture out of my hair and then I'm gonna scrunch with the towel. I feel like if I put these styling products on before I do all of that, then actually I'm going to lose them. I'm going to end up squeezing them out of my hair. They're going to go down the drain. And sometimes they're really expensive and I don't want to put them down the drain.
I'm going to do it out of the shower.
I
like to use a lot of it. I could probably use a little bit more. My hair is...
I never want to hear the words dime size amount ever again. Because look at Tracee's hair. Hers is shoulder length, right? Compared to mine, and hers is a bit thin. No, I feel like she must have some behind her back too, because I don't think her hair is actually shoulder length. And even she's using more than a dime size amount.
It's not as wet as I like it, but I'm going to move it all the way through. I'm going to dip my head.
Do you hear how wet her hair is right now?
Ooh.
Cut the cameras. Dead ass.
And she says she likes her hair to be wetter than that usually when she puts the product on.
This is key. You can see my little gray is coming.
She's kind of scrunching it through her hair. Personally, I think you're going to end up wasting a lot of that product. Because now she's just wrapped it in a towel. She's wrapped her hair in a towel. So if you obviously want to lose a lot of that water, and there's a lot of water, it's literally pouring out of your hair, and it's essentially still rinsing. It's just there's all this excess that just doesn't even need to be in there, that's kind of clinging to your hair, and you squeeze it out and it all goes away. So if you put all of your leave-in products on and you squeeze them all away, then they're just gone. That's a lot of money. These products are expensive.
I like to wrap the towel really gently.
Yeah, I do as well.
So that all of the lovely curl making that happened in the shower doesn't get jostled or ruined.
I agree. I like to wrap my towel. If I wrap a towel, I don't always wrap a towel, but if I do, I like to do it very gently, and I don't like to kind of twist my hair. You know, sometimes you do a hair turban, you go like this and you twist it all up and put it. I try not to twist my hair because I don't want to disrupt the curls. So I agree with her there.
Okay, I'm gonna take my towel off And I'm gonna put in my pattern clip because this is another phase of developing my curls. I like to grab my hair from the top. It's kind of Victorian.
It does kind of look Victorian.
All of that, I'm gonna diffuse my hair and get some big fluffy volume. This Dyson diffuser and blow dryer, shh, it's so good.
I use that same diffuser. I love it, and it took me a long time to get it because it's quite expensive. I was actually gifted it by Dyson. Well, by QVC actually, because I was working as a model, a hair model on the QVC shopping channel, and I had to use a Dyson on my hair. We were selling Dysons. So it just made sense that if I was gonna have to go on live TV and dry my hair and get it from wet to like what it looks like now, wet to dry, it made sense that I was gonna have to know how to use it. So they just gave me one and they were like, you know, practice using it at home. And then when you come onto the show, then you can tell us whether you think you're gonna be able to get your hair dry in time and like how dry your hair is gonna have to be before you go out so that you can get it fully dry within like 5 minutes or something like that. So it made sense that I had one. I'm just really thankful that I have one now. So I mean, it's an investment, but it's one that I definitely think is worth it. They've changed my life. I can dry my hair in 10 minutes. Definitely beats those days of walking around with like a cape.
Good.
Yeah. It is really good.
I'm sweating, guys.
Oh, that was quick. I was about to say she definitely skipped a lot of that blow drying stage because she went from sopping wet hair to dry hair, and I personally like to see a bit more of the transition. So I like to see kind of what people are doing and where they're placing it and like, you know, their diffusing technique. I personally like to see that, where she skipped it, so we don't really know.
Glow takes a while to get the poof. I like it big.
I feel like there's kind of levels, right? So the more definition you have in your hair, the less volume you're likely to have, and the more volume you want, you're gonna have to sacrifice some definition, because frizz kind of is what leads to the volume, right? So if she really likes it big, then maybe she didn't really want the definition. Personal preference. Okay, still drying. And another thing, yet another abuser of the diffuser, she did not use a blow dry heat defense spray. Nobody's using blow dry heat defense sprays. What's the deal with that? I use one. To be fair, I only just started using one, but I'm gonna say it every single day of my life until people start using heat defense sprays when they diffuse, because it's still heat at the end of the day, and if you're doing this every time you wash your hair, it will create some damage. Maybe not a lot, but maybe a bit, and I think heat defense is logic. Why would you spend so much money on the hairdryer because you want your curls to be popping, but you don't spend like just an extra £5 on a heat defense spray to make sure your curls can stay popping in the long run? It has to make sense, you guys.
For me personally, I don't like when it's all uniform. I have so many different curl patterns in my hair. The front is one texture, then the top is another texture, and then there's other curl patterns under here.
So she says she personally doesn't like it when it's all the same pattern, which is fair enough. Definitely all personal preference. But she has the same issue that many of us have, is that the curls on the top and the front, well, hers are kind of ringlets at the front. She says the curls on the top tend to be a bit looser, and I do see that issue a lot. And I think sometimes it is natural and biological, and sometimes it is just because we tend to style the hair on top a bit more often. It usually sees a bit more heat, a bit more tension, and sometimes it does just get a bit more damage than the rest of our hair does, which could be a reason why we have more like waves on the top of our hair sometimes rather than curls. I don't know.
Patterns under here. This guy lately does not want to curl. It's tired and it just needs a break, so I'm just letting it be. You know, growing up, there were so few people that wore their hair in its natural texture. My mom was one of them. And that was part of the reason that I started dreaming of a line of hair products, and that I have kind of carved out this path for myself. Growing up, there just were not a lot of examples in media and entertainment of women that wore their hair naturally, and I'm so grateful to be a part of this community. I could chronicle my journey of self-love and self-acceptance through my journey with my hair. I only want to empower and support you in loving what you have, and it took a long time for me to understand my hair. The more that I understood it, the more it has been able to do. I like my hair when it is completely dry, because once it is completely dry, the curls have sort of sealed themselves, and then once it cools off, then the cuticle closes, the shape of the curl is locked in. Now makeup.
Okay, so she's done with the curly hair routine, and I really like those ending sentiments that she had. I completely agree with everything. Even when I was growing up, there still weren't many examples of curly hair in the media. I mean, anyone who really had a natural hair pattern like this, they never really wore it out. It was generally either relaxed, or they were wearing wigs or braids or something, and I rarely ever saw examples of curly hair portrayed in the media. So I completely agree with that, and I really appreciate everything that she's doing and trying to do. So thank you, Tracee. So let's review the curly hair routine, shall we? I mean, it's all personal preference. She says that she likes the way that her hair turns out. I think it looks great on her, it suits her. We're all different, we all have different preferences. Some of us want more volume, whereas some of us want more definition. Some of us really love uniformity, some of us don't like it, and some of us have more time to spend on it than others do. But here's just my thoughts on like areas where she could maybe improve if she wanted to. So any heat defense, just use some heat defense when you are styling your hair with heat, and that goes for anybody, because heat, as we know, causes damage. I don't want to see anybody spending all of this money and making all of these investments and trying to get their curls popping only for it all to be kind of just lost in the long run because we're not using heat defense when we're constantly diffusing our hair. If I were one of you guys who wants curl definition, I wouldn't necessarily follow Tracee's hair care routine, because she's not looking for definition. And this is another thing that you guys need to look out for when you're looking for curly hair routines online and you're looking for someone to follow. Try to make sure that you guys have the same goals in mind, because if you want your hair defined, it doesn't make sense to follow a routine that's about volume or like not about definition, you know? Like, just make sure you're watching the right thing to get the results that you want. How can I rate it out of 10? I feel like I want to give her hair routine maybe like a 6 out of 10. Remember, I gave Zendaya's a 7 out of 10, so Tracee's getting a 6 out of 10. Firstly, because I feel like she lost so much of her leave-in conditioner by putting it on sopping wet hair. Soaking, like dripping, like squelching. The second that you wring that hair out or put a towel on it, you're gonna lose most of everything that you put on. So then it kind of begs the question, how much leave-in conditioner do you have on your hair right now? Do you have any? Any? And I'm just thinking about her hair when I ask that, honestly, because I feel like if you ever want to get that hair dry, like you're gonna squeeze the water out. You got it. You're gonna squeeze the water out. You're gonna lose a lot of that water on the towel, and all of that product is gonna come out with the water. So I feel like in this routine, I feel like she hasn't got any leave-in conditioner on her hair because it's all gone with the water. It's all gone. There's a saying for this: don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Something like that. That's what the saying is. It's an idiomatic expression for an avoidable error in which something good is eliminated when trying to get rid of something bad, or in other words, rejecting the favourable along with the unfavourable. And what it means is when you're trying to rinse out all of that water, you're also getting rid of all the leave-in conditioner. And that's all I could think when I saw her doing that. And luckily for her, it works. It's how she wants it. But I don't think this would work for a lot of people, and I don't think it would work for me. I don't think this would get me the results that I want. And I just feel like there's going to be a lot of people who maybe saw this and followed it who just really didn't get the results that they wanted. That's it. So that's where I'm ending. 5 out of 10. I'm sorry, Tracee Ellis. It's not a bad score. It's a neutral score. It's not a bad score. So I'm sorry, Tracee. Anyway, that is it for today's video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. Please thumbs it up if you did, or thumbs it down if you think I was wrong and bad and it was a bad video. Do you have anyone in mind that you would like me to review next? Subscribe to my channel. Turn on your notifications so that you don't miss anything more from me. Also get me on Instagram for the blessings and the breakdowns, because I put it all on there. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!